is we are going to take a look at modifying the face. Now, if you've seen any of my videos, you know this, but changes that I make are always subtle, and I don't change the shape of the face or the appearance of the person. I just don't think that's appropriate. I might touch up for example, a mole on the face. I might make it a little bit less noticeable, but just as you can use lighting and shading to enhance something, depending on how the picture was taken, certain features of the face might look more prominent or less prominent than they normally would. And that's because you're taking a moment in time, and it's the lighting you have available for you at the time. So, what we're going to look at tonight is making a modification to a face. So let me get us to our proper screen here. And here we are. So what we're going to do is we're going to make changes. Now, I've made changes to this. Let me show you the change. It's as simple as that. It is so subtle, it's probably hard to see on the screen. So let me zoom in on the face. And now, when I make the change, you can see it a little clearer. And you can see the change that I made around the eyes. So let's look at the eyes first. And if this were actually printed in this format, it would be building size. So you can see the shading around the eyes. Didn't color anything, didn't change anything. All we did was change the shading. Again, around the nose, bringing more depth to the nose. She had very defined cheeks. And now you could see it better over here than you could here because of the way the light was hitting. But now you can see it a little bit more. As well as the lips. So that's what I do. And that's the type of effect that I go for. I didn't change her eye color. I didn't change her shape. If you know anything about Photoshop, and let me just pull it up real quick so you can see these options. These are not things that I use, but that others have used, I'm assuming, because Photoshop went to the point of throwing these in. Let's see if I can get change my screen here so you guys can see everything, because I just noticed it got cut off. All right, here we go. They have, you can change the happiness of the person. You can change their facial age, hair thickness, eye direction. You can change expressions. So there's a lot of things that people have done with these type of images. But what I do and what makes it so subtle is I have everything set very slowly, so there's not much to it. And it's as simple as that. Didn't change your face. Now, another thing that happens with a photograph, because it's two-dimensional, is we lose a lot of the shape, that dimension that we would normally get. And the way I take care of it, again, this is done very subtly, is things that are brighter in an image look closer to you, and things in shadow will look farther away. Yep, that was interesting. Okay. There we go. Now you can see the eye has a minor change to it. Again, if you look at the human eye, it is not flush against the face. The eyeball itself has shape to it, curve, depth. And what we're doing is bringing that back into the photograph. Now, what causes this is simply the fact that you're looking at things through one lens. As you know, people that can only see out of one eye, or if you cover your eye, one eye, you lose that sense of depth perception. This is one of the reasons that cameras flatten out an image. And now if we look back, the other thing to do is if you darken an area around the face, then what we do here is also bring that depth in just a bit, adding more curve to the face. And again, this is all because of the fact that the image flattens things out. So let's take, for example, here the Cupid's bow. Now, the Cupid's bow is what this area is called underneath the nose. Some people have it, some people don't. It's a area where it's very easy to lose the shape. We're just putting it back just a little bit. That's all we want. Again, all of the changes are subtle and just meant to bring depth back to the image. Now, there are other things that can be done. So while we've got a little time here, let's take this copy of the image here, and we will use a tool that some photographers use called Perfectly Clear. What this does is it'll make changes to the image. So we'll switch to that screen. Now there's a lot of presets and things. I want to get rid of everything because all we're going to concentrate on is the face. First thing is, did it find the face? Yes. It has an AI in there that finds the face. So what we're going to do, zoom in here a little bit, and let's see what it does with the eyes. Now, with Flash, you have a tendency to get the red eye, and you'd have to take that out. This will take it out for you. It does other things like enlarging eyes and adding catch lights. You might want to put a catch light in if there isn't a light in the eye, and that's just to give the eye a little bit more attention in the photograph. It'll take out dark circles. And then there's eye enhance. And you'll notice it brightened the eyes up and made them pop just a bit. Also, when it comes to the face, you can change the contour of the face with this tool. Again, not something that I do. Wow. Some things in here work better than others, as you can see. That one looked good until I turned it on. Didn't look so good anymore. But in the face, you can whiten the teeth, and you can sharpen the lips, which just gives them a little bit more pop. And then you can see the before and after. And you can see that the eyes just have a little bit more detail to them. They look a little sharper. Again, something that photographers do when we're working on an image is we want to make sure that those eyes are very clear. They're sharp. I love this image because the eye contact is directly on with the camera. So that's the type of subtle thing I do for the eyes and the shape of the face. Next week, we'll take a look at the body itself. And again, only doing subtle changes. And only working on the body itself and in making enhancements to bring out the depth, but not making any changes to the body shape itself. So I hope you guys got something interesting out of this, and I'll see you guys next week.